Shalom Aleichem, everyone. A good Moyed, a good Vach. We are continuing here in Hachzeg's learning of the Pele Yoetz, day number 225. I hope you had an amazing Yom Tiv. Elevated, inspired, closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, closer to your Mishpacha, closer to understanding what it means to really be a Yid, like we've been learning all of these months over here in the Pele Yoetz, and we spoke about an Erev Yom Tiv. And we're continuing here in the chapter of Hana, of pleasure, and he says even more today. Maybe it would have been Kedai to learn these words before Yom Tov, but we'll keep them in mind in the up-and-coming Yom Tov as well. If a person wants to eat something that is sweet and pleasant, to his palate, in order to wisen himself. What does that mean? He'll be able to learn Torah b'simcha. He'll be able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'simcha. He has something sweet in his mouth. He's always geschmack. So now he's going to be able to go and learn better and daven better and work on his midos better. That's already a mitzvah. If a person's going to utilize the pleasures of this world for the sake of avodas Hashem, mitzvah techashiv, that's called a mitzvah. He says, great people, their custom is to eat or to drink shum davar she'arav lechikam, something that is very pleasant to their palate. The Kabbalah Shabbos, when they are being makabel, like on Friday afternoon before they accept Shabbos on themselves, kedei lekabel Shabbos b'simcha, so they can accept the Shabbos upon themselves with happiness and joy. Ba'ofen ha'omar, like it says, when a person has physical pleasures and happiness in their body, it's able to awaken the spiritual delights, the tremendous simcha of a mitzvah, until the pleasures that the body usually receives from the wasted things of this world will decrease. He will not derive benefit from it, rather from more ruchniya spiritual delights that are going to be in his life. Now this is a very tricky thing, because a person could take license over here and say that this new thing in Klal Yisrael, Ta'ameha, where you have to fress away before Shabbos comes, with the lechayims and the meat boards and the kugels. He says, I have no choice. He says in the Pele Yoetz, I have to be besimcha when Kabbalah Shabbos comes. I have to sing and I have to dance. I have to be happy. If I eat good geschmack stuff, so then I'll really be happy when I come to shul, and then I'll be able to daven better. I'll be able to dance better. I'll be able to come home in a better mood to my wife and my children. So I have no choice. But the Pele Yoetz is not saying that. The Pele Yoetz is saying, they're going to eat or drink something, one thing over here that's going to be geschmack to their palate, and they're going to put them in a better mood. And then they're not going to go wild into the world of Gashmias. No, they're going to take a little bit. It's going to relax their body. It's going to calm them down. The body's going to be taken care of. It's going to feel good about what it just ate. And then you're going to be in a better place to focus in on the Ruchnias. But if you get lost in the Gashmias, you get lost in the Lechaims, you get lost in the meat boards, you get lost in the big kugels that are stuffed with who knows what, with all the meat and the flesh and everything, so then that's not a person that's going to end up leaving the pleasures of this world into the world of Ruchnias. He's going to end up staying entrenched in the pleasures of this world, and therefore a person has to do it with great balance to make sure they're doing it in the right way. Ubifrat, certainly, honor in this world, which is just transient, and it is foolishness, and it looks like it's something, but it's not. It's just it's nothing. You have to strengthen yourself very much. If you are zeicher, you merit to get honored. They honor you. The yeshiva wants to honor you at a dinner. Your friends say, "Oh, you're the best." Your kids say, "Oh, Tati, we love you." The women in shul say, "Well, there's no bigger balas chesed than you are." If that's what they say, you should not derive hana, pleasure, from the honor that you are receiving in this world. It says in the Sefer HaChasidim, Shekol ma'ashalim nenem min ha'kavod shemechadin osav olam hazeh, whatever honor a person receives in this world, and you derive hana, pleasure from it, you love when people talk nicely about you. You love when they praise you. You love when you hear good things about yourself. You love it. Who doesn't in this world? In this world of social media, the thumbs up generation that we are a part of, where everybody's looking for some kind of respect and validation for what they do. Of course, who doesn't like that? Says the Sefer HaChasidim, you should know though, Menakin loy mischuyosav, your merits in the world to come are going to be cleansed as a result of this. Umischar olam haba, and the reward that was waiting for you in the world to come, you took covet, you took pleasure from the honor in this world, you're going to lose out in the world to come. They said that when Aaron Leib Steinman Zatzal went to America for the first time, and he went touring around to be mechazik. Imagine he was already in his 80s at that time. He never left Eretz Yisrael. He was going from one town to the next, from one yeshiva to one shul to one asifa, one gathering, to be mechazik, to inspire Klal Yisrael. He came back. He was he was a very sad mood, and his wife said, "Our lady just came from being mechazik hundreds of thousands of people. Why are you so down?" And he told his wife, "Do you know how much covered I received when I was there? Do you know how much and accolades and how much honor they gave me everywhere that I went?" He says, I'm afraid of what it took away from me in Olam Haba, in the world to come. And that's the way that a person should look at it. It should bother them. If people are mechabed you, they're honoring you. And you'll see, as he's going to say later, and Rabbi Leib Steinman himself felt this way from the words of the Pele Yoetz. Listen to what he writes a little bit more. Of course, to chase after covet, after honor, you should not be doing this, not, because that's very bad. Like we learn in the Mishnah, someone who's seeking honor in this world, he is going to be removed from the world, because he's so busy all day long trying to find another way, another like, another thumbs up, another view, another accolade, another praise, another pat on the back, another fist pump, whatever he's looking for. So his whole day is worrying how he's going to get more covet. It takes you out of this world. There's so much you have to do in this world. So many tefillahs, so much learning Torah, so many things you have to be involved in. Why are you wasting your time searching for covet? Ube'emes, the truth is, shu hevel u'ru'us ruach, it is just emptiness and bad spirits. V'haroidev acharav, someone who runs after and chases after covet, meira el ra Yoetz, he's going to go from one bad to the other. V'yimsa'u rois rabbis v'tzaras b'olam hazeh, he's going to find many terrible things and sorrows and suffering in this world and ba'olam haba, in the world to come. V'chayev enim chayim, his life is not a life. Any person with a brain, they should think about these things. But even if you're the person who's running away from honor all of his life, and the honor and the glory runs after you, this is the way that it works. You have to strengthen yourself like a lion, with pure thoughts. That your Yetzirah should not trick you and deceive you and seduce you into getting hana, pleasure from all of the covet, all of the honor that you are receiving. Ela adarabba, really the opposite is true. You should be in pain when you see people honoring you, and you begin thinking about all of your many myriads of sins that you commit. If only the people that were honoring you would smell the stench of sin that is on you, they would never honor you. And that's what Aaron Leib Steinman said when he came back. He says, does anybody know? There's nobody knows my faults, my sins, and the like, and they're honoring me. How could they do such a thing? The Chavetz Chaim Zeichet Tzadik Kodesh Livracha once was traveling by train to a certain town, and when he got to that town, the whole town came out to meet him, and they were singing songs about tzaddikim and the Torah and everything, and they came with a kisei covered a big chair, and they put the Chavetz Chaim in the chair, and they picked him up in the air, and they were dancing around him, And the Chavetz Chaim's lips were moving and he was whispering something to himself, and someone that was close enough could hear him say the following: they're not honoring me, they're honoring the Torah. They're not being mechabed me, they're being mechabed the Torah. The Chavetz Chaim was working on himself not to get one trace, 1 ounce of pleasure from all of the covet, all of the honor that he was receiving when he came to that town. What is a person going to do on the day of judgment? When his friends here in this world, all the people that were honoring him all of his life, they're going to really see who he is. They're going to see all the sins. They're going to see all the mistakes that he made. They're going to see all the downfalls that he had, and all the failures in Avodas Hashem and Ruchnius and Midos and everything. What a busha! What a shame it's going to be. He's going to be, I guess, satisfied, we'll say, meaning he's going to be filled with the embarrassment and the shame from all the cover that he received in this world. A person who's alive should put his heart and think about this. Do not derive pleasure from this world, not in the physical pleasures, not in the pleasures of covet, of honor. And then you'll be zeicha to the vision of Shakai of Hashem. Says the Pele Yoetz, be so careful. Run away from covet and run away from the pleasure of this world. You don't need any of that. You just need to be Dovid in Hashem, the best that we could. Rabbi saying our sages teach us, someone who benefits from the hard work of his own hands is greater than someone with Yirah Shamayim. How could that be? Because someone who benefits from the hard work of his hands, he works hard and makes his money and is able to pay his bills. He will never have to flatter a single person for a penny, because he's making the pennies himself. He doesn't need to rely upon anybody else. Like the Mefarshim say on the Pasuk in Mishlei, the crown of the wise is their wealth, and the folly and the foolishness of the fools is their ivelis, is their foolishness. Which means that he's saying over here that someone who ends up being too reliant on other people in this world to provide for them, to support them and the like, that's foolishness of that. But if you're a wise man, you will be yagia, you will work to be able to earn your living, and that way you don't have to rely upon anybody, just to be B'nai Shalom. That's why it says, when you work hard, it's going to be good for you in the world to come as well. Not only in this world, where you don't have to flatter anybody, you don't have to rely upon anybody, but even in the world to come, because you earned everything, and you relied upon the Rabbi Shalom for what you gained, and you never had to go into that bad world of midas of flattering other people to get what you need and what you want. Masha'en Kain, on the other hand, be Yireh Shamayim. Someone that has Yireh Shamayim, he only has the fear of heaven, but he doesn't work hard. So on one hand, he's very fortunate in this world as well. He's in this world because he's a Kodesh Baruch Hu. He's careful with his mitzvahs and his averas. However, and therefore what? He's, even though, says the Pele Yoetz, that he will be, he's satisfied in this world because of his Yirah Shamayim, nevertheless, he does have to rely upon other people to be able to support him. So the Yirah Shamayim gains him the favor in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but at the end of the day, so his tranquility and his peace and everything that he has, that's true, Yirah Shamayim brings you that. But Lamaisa, at the end of the day, he did rely upon others. So he has goodness in this world, but the true good in the world to come, it's not complete. Because since he had to sink into the world of the bad midah of flattering another person, he loses some of his reward in the world to come. Masha'en Kain, somebody who is a yegia kapecha, somebody who's working hard in this world, and they don't have to rely upon anybody else, and they're just between them and the Rabbi Shalom. So therefore, they never went into that bad midah of flattery and chanifa and the like, and trying to convince other people to take care of them, and therefore they could have a greater level of shleimus in the world to come. Pele ployim, says the Pele Yoetz, and in Mirz Hashem, as we continue in this beautiful Yom Tov of Pesach, Chol HaMoed, we should be zeicher to higher and higher levels of our dveikis, of our closeness to Hashem. All the best.